I think we are live. Hello, welcome back, everyone, for another episode of Actors Theater Unscripted. We have some very special guests with us today that I'm so excited to have with us. This is the pre-professional training company that has joined Actors Theater of Louisville, and they began their first day of musical theater camp on this Monday. And so they are prepping for a production that will be available for you guys to watch on Friday, July the 24th. And so they've been getting some training in musical theater and they've been rehearsing, and I think you're going to be in for a treat. So be sure that you stay tuned and keep in contact with us and to find out when and where you'll be able to view these wonderful children. This is just a portion of them here joining us today. Today's topic that we are going to talk about is let's hear from our youth how the current events are affecting them, how current events have been affecting them, something like that. You got the gist, right? So let's just go around this virtual room and introduce ourselves. Again, I am Erica Denise. I'm the Director of Learning and Creative Engagement here at Actors Theater of Louisville. Kate, can you tell everybody who you are and what school you're going to and how old you are?
Hi, I'm Kate Doran. I'm 12 years old and I am going to Walden School.
Leilani.
Hi, I'm Leilani. I'm 12 years old and I'm going to go to Western Middle School next year.
Journey.
Hi, my name is Journey Woodson and I go to DuPont Manual and I'm 16.
Zoe.
I'm Zoe Wolf and I'm 9 years old and I'm going to Lincoln Performing Arts School.
I thought you just turned 10.
Oh, wait, 10.
I'm going to
forgot that I turned
how
10.
old you are, Zoe. Come on now. Jessica is frozen.
Hello, I'm Jessica. I'm 17 and Are you serious? That is so funny. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Anyways, I'm 17 and I go to DuPont Manual High School.
Thank you. Love.
Hi, my name is Love Eden. I am 13 and I go to Western Middle School for the Arts.
Ahmad. Ahmad is frozen. Bryson.
Hello, I am Bryson Sands. I go to Male High School and I am 16 years old.
Briley.
Hi, I'm Briley. I'm 13 years old. I go to Highland Hills Middle School, and I've been in 6 shows at Actors Theater.
Yes. Did we miss anybody? I think Ahmad is back. Great. Go ahead. Your turn.
My name is Ahmad, and I'm 13, and I will be going to Western Middle School.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Journey and Love and Jessica, Bryson and I will forgive you because we are male bulldogs. And as you know, anybody can, but male.
Trash.
And so we won't fault you for going to that place where goats live. So.
No, we will not take that.
We don't wear uniforms. We don't have to wear purple shirts every day. Thank you.
Hey, whatever. Anybody can, but male does. Okay, get that straight. Okay, before we jump into the conversation, I do want to say that if you would like to donate, please go to actorstheater.org and donate. All proceeds that we collect this month will go to support Roots 101, which is an African American museum that has just opened up on Main Street. Lamont Collins, if you want to find him on Facebook and send him a message, he is setting up private tours. I do apologize that there is no donate button at the bottom of this screen. And so let me just tell you really quick, guys. Okay. I'm usually not the one that takes us live on Facebook. That person is not here. They're off today. And so they normally do everything that's supposed to be done. And I have failed. I did not put the donate button at the bottom of this video, but all is not lost because you can go to actorstheater.org if you would like to donate and support Roots 101. Okay. All right. So let's jump right into this, guys. You all, first of all, kudos to you. Kudos to your generation, because I don't know what I would have done if I would not have been, especially my seniors. I don't know what I would have done if I would not have been able to finish out my senior year of high school, or even my 8th grade year of middle school, or my 5th grade year of elementary school. Like, how do you all feel about the way that you had to end school this year? How did the coronavirus affect you? Jump on in there.
So I was so we were just getting a new teacher. So we were finally used to her, but then the coronavirus came in and we were like, dang it, we can't anymore, because she was really fun. We couldn't really see our friends, and it was really hard at the beginning.
Yeah, so you just got a new teacher right before this happened.
Mhm.
So you probably didn't really get to know your teacher very well. Who else? Kate?
I just graduated 6th grade. So at our school, you get new teachers for 7th grade and 8th grade, and I'm going to have to meet my new teachers over Zoom for the first time.
Oh my. That's terrible. Anybody else want to share how it affected you, Leilani?
Well, I had just started homeschooling, but I was still seeing my friends every day after school. And then the coronavirus hit, and we couldn't see each other, but we talked to each other a lot. But then as it just became normal, we stopped talking to each other. So now I'm really lonely, and I'm now what do I do?
Aw. Go ahead, jump in there, Jessica.
Okay, so I at the time I was a junior, so now I'm a rising senior. I had just taken the ACT that first week. We took the ACT, I think the 12th or 13th or whatever, nationally, and then we went through that whole week, and then after that, we didn't have school anymore. So for us, I just feel like going into college. Well, I'm going to college, but not immediately after. So looking for schools and scholarships, their opportunities have changed because people haven't been able to retake the ACT. So they've made it test optional for different.
So you're saying you don't have to take the ACT anymore?
No, we've already taken it, but for some colleges, it's test optional. So they've tried to accommodate, because if you didn't do well on the March ACT, the March ACT, sorry. Anyways, you didn't get to retake it. Most of the time, those retakes are during June, July, and because they've had to reschedule and pushed back, they don't really know when. So schools are the only opportunity you really have is just to show us who you are in the test.
Oh, okay. Love, go ahead, jump in there.
Okay, so I really miss my friends, and I feel bad for people who are graduating because they don't get to experience graduation, especially seniors and seniors in college. So I feel sad for them, but I hope they had a great year.
Absolutely, I do too. I feel so sad for them. Journey, jump in there, and then Briley.
So I would like to say that it definitely did affect me academically, because they said they were going to make it easy, but it's very difficult for me at least, to learn on a computer because I'm more of a visual kind of person. And so with algebra and all those other things, the math stuff I had to do, was very difficult trying to figure out how to do it, but definitely did get through it.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't have been able to learn math online because when I was in school, I needed my teacher to sit down right next to me, okay? And I need you to explain it step by step until I have what my teacher used to call the aha moment. Like, wait for my aha, don't leave my side. I need you to break it down, okay? Yeah, so yeah, that would have been difficult for me to have to do it online. Briley, what about you? What's going on?
I was gonna say it was weird because we had heard about it. We were like, because it was right before spring break for us when we left, and we had all been talking about. For my school, we have 2 weeks of spring break. We had all been talking about because this one day and when it was winter, we had a snow day, and so we were gonna make it up or something. We had all had complete intention of coming back that next Monday or something and doing that for that snow day, but we didn't come back, and it was strange because like all of our stuff was still at school and we didn't get any of our stuff for months. And it was really, really strange.
So yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Did you all finally get to go back to the school to at least get your stuff?
I got to go last month. We got to go clean out our lockers, but there was a bunch of weird like rules and stuff. Like they sent up a certain number of people from certain classes and they opened every single of over 1,800 kids' lockers in the entire school. And they had to open every single one and sanitize all of them, take all your stuff out, and then sanitize it after you took your stuff out. And
Oh my gosh. Journey.
I know my little sister missed hers. Like she had like a certain day, like it was like by I guess letter of your last name or whatever for her school. So I think she missed hers because she I guess got the time wrong, and so then she had to like call up there and get it. And then I know manual, they don't assign lockers, so I think you just had to call up there because not all of us have lockers. So
Oh, Bryson, everybody at Mail has lockers, right? That's probably how Mail is better than manual because they all get
Well, I don't use my locker, but as far as school,
though.
yes. As far as school, I feel like it was hard because I was like discouraged when I was at home because like I just like coronavirus, the world's kind of crazy right now. Then I got to do this work, and then like we're gonna still be in quarantine afterwards. So I was like not motivated, but it still went well. But I was like you as far as math, like I was doing math tutoring after school, but since that option wasn't available, it was like kind of harder, and I had to like make sure extra, overcompensate for that lacking thing. And I'm
Absolutely.
getting math tutoring now because I want to be prepared for the upcoming school year, not be behind because of that.
Right. That's good that you're being proactive and you know what it is that you need help with, and you're making sure that you're prepared for the upcoming school year. And so, speaking of the upcoming school year, like, have you all heard about what's going to happen? Is it going to be in person? Is it going to be NTI? And I've been seeing that they made a decision. I don't know how true this is, that you would have the option. If you want to go back, you can. And if you don't want to, then it'll be NTI. How do you all feel about that, Leilani?
Well, I really want to go to school, but like I would definitely be careful if I was going to school because like of course I want to be social and I want to talk to people and I want to see somewhere outside of my house and like my mom's job, and I feel like if we went back to school they would obviously make us wear like masks and stuff, but I would love to go back to school one day soon.
Kate.
Our school has already decided that elementary is going back to school the coming year. I'm pretty sure this is what it is. Elementary is going to be spread out in the school, and then high school and middle school everyone's going to be sent like a Chromebook, and like middle school and high school are going to just have to do all virtual learning for the first part of the school year.
So you all didn't get to keep the Chromebooks that they gave you for NTI work before the summer? You had to give them back?
I go to a private school, so we didn't get any Chromebooks at first. We just had to use what we had at home.
Okay.
But for this school year, they're sending us Chromebooks and making sure we're prepared.
Okay. For those in JPS, did you all get to keep your Chromebooks or you had to give them back?
My school got to keep them for right now.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you guys have, but
okay.
Yeah.
Jessica, you are frozen. Log out and log back in for us because we want to hear Journey.
I know that for the Chromebook situation, like I guess they were only sending like one per like home, because me and my sister, we both like applied to get one, but they only sent one. They weren't going to send both of us one. So my mom had to go out and get her laptop fixed so that we can both use them, which is very inconvenient because we both have to do our work. So, I mean, what do you expect me to do?
Absolutely. Leilani.
Well, my school, once we hit middle school, we had to bring a laptop every single day for like, so because there was like a cart. And so I know that my friends, they didn't get one because their parents didn't want them having like a bunch of technology. And they're like, what are we going to do now? And yeah, and I was like, well, you can use mine because I had an extra one. And I was like, well, there you go.
So their parents didn't want them to have the Chromebook to do their schoolwork?
I don't know. My friends' parents are crazy. But
We won't pass judgment, but there's a little side eye there from me. But Briley.
Well, for my school is the largest middle school in the state of Indiana with over 1,800 students, with just 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and so it's a lot of kids. And so for at least this past year, what they had was 5th and 6th graders get Chromebooks, but they have to stay at school, and so we use them at school and we don't take them home or anything. And 7th and 8th graders got iPads, and they get to take those home and whatever. And so the 7th and 8th graders got to take their iPads and stuff home so they could do their work on it online. They already take them home normally, but for us, they didn't let us take them home, and so you either did something on an iPad or computer or whatever, you were doing it online, or you could go and pick up these big, huge paper packets on like Monday, and you did those for like all week. Or they give you like a bunch of papers and you don't even turn them in. You just like send pictures to your teacher of the papers. It wasn't.
Wow. So did you find that your teachers, while you were doing the NTI work, do you think they were more relaxed and didn't really expect very much? They were kind of lenient and just kind of let you slide a little bit, or did they get stricter? And go ahead, Bryson, and then Ahmad, you can go.
Oh, well, my teacher, they kind of help. They communicated with you like on the Zoom and things like they kind of helped you with your work and things, and they were like, you can, well, I'm not a good, it's not good for me because I'm kind of lazy, so I would just turn my stuff in when I got to it, and then but they would still take it, so they was relaxed, so they helped you. Yeah, but they still wanted to be right because they were giving you help, so you should get it right if they're willing to help you.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be emailing those teachers at mail and let them know that we need some stricter guidelines for Bryson. Okay. Ahmad, do you want to jump in?
I went to West End School for my 7th grade year up down to my kindergarten. So I've been one of the teachers for a long time, and they wasn't strict, but like they gave us more opportunities to turn in work because they knew everybody struggled, and like we had a close relationship with our teachers.
Yeah.
What we needed and what we didn't need.
Mm-hmm. So that's probably the advantage of being around the same teacher since kindergarten. They were able to give you all some leeway and be a little lenient on how they expected you to complete your assignments. That's good. That's good. Love, go ahead.
My teacher
Hold on, Zoe.
So some of my teachers let it slide if I accidentally missed a paper or something, but I would do it. And some of my teachers were strict. So I think it's just different with different teachers.
Zoe and then Journey.
Well, my home teacher, which is the teacher I'm usually with, she just was okay if we missed paper. We didn't have to do a lot or work. She knew that sometimes when we were home we just expect to be able to like lay back and relax. And my other teachers were the same way, so it was pretty good for me.
Okay. Pretty relaxed journey.
I know that a lot of my teachers acted the same way online that they did in person. So I do have my strict teachers and I do have my laid back teachers. There was only like 2 teachers that gave you longer dates to do things. They would give you like 2 weeks to finish something, you turn it in, they'll put something else on there. And there were other teachers that had those due dates and they didn't like bend on them. And so I knew I had to do it.
Mm-hmm. Do you all feel cheated in a way? Like, do you feel like you're missing out on education? Like you're not getting enough? Like you're not learning enough? What are your thoughts around that?
Oh,
Just you have thoughts around that? And then Bryson can jump in.
Well, me personally, just as a junior becoming a senior, I mean, I guess like the process, everything's sped up because like now you don't have that time to be with your counselors because they really emphasize like colleges and stuff during this time. So this would be the time where the counselors would hold your hand and walk you through how to get scholarships, how to apply to college, how to do this and that, and you don't have that opportunity. So yes, I feel shorted in that manner, but as far as learning, I don't know if I would say that because my teachers were still strict. I didn't have no leeway because a lot of the stuff that we had to do was like college work or AP work, and you have to test for that. So there was no missing material. It was literally you did it or you didn't. If you did it, then you got credit, and if you didn't, you just missed out. And when it came to testing, we'll get those results back in like the next week. But still, like that would be the only thing I would say I was cheated of, was just the fact that I don't have as much like college help in person.
Yeah, good point. Bryson, do you want to jump in?
I feel like not being in the school building kind of like my mindset wasn't in the right. Like I didn't, I was more relaxed and where I should be like more on top of it. I was like not in the school environment, so I was kind of more like just going with the flow. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how.
How do you think your mental health has been during this process? Do you get sad moments or feelings of depression or what, Journey?
I do not like being in the house all the time because I get stuck in my thoughts and I get stuck in all this stuff, your insecurities and all this other stuff. So yeah, you do have your sad moments and your depressed moments. So yes, I did. I spent a lot of nights crying.
Jessica.
For me, without school, I get very like anxious because I like to plan and like over plan. Just like I have to be on a schedule or have some type of discipline in that sense because I just don't really know how to function without it. So like for me not going to school, they don't have to follow like block scheduling anymore because I don't go to my classes every day. So I only go to 4 a day, not 8 or 7 compared to other schools. So having to do all that work or spend all that time doing work and it's not like divided anymore, not the structure I know, I was like, I can't.
But I'm sure you put yourself on a schedule because I just know you, Jessica. You you had your own strict schedule that you held
Yeah,
yourself
of course I still did it, but I'm
accountable.
just saying.
Like, Kate, you got your hand up?
Yeah. I, like Journey said, I definitely have my moments where just like being in the house, being left alone with my own thoughts, just kind of like gets to me, and I can kind of start to think about like getting anxious and like, what if this never stops? And it's just kind of upsetting when you just stop to think about everything that's going on now. And so I just get kind of upset like about everything that's going on, and then I just like need to take a breather when you're just left alone with all your thoughts all day because you can't go like talk to your friends really or go outside to do something to like occupy your mind.
Absolutely. Love?
You can let Leilani go because this is off topic.
Okay, yeah, let's stay on topic. Leilani?
Being left alone with my own thoughts is really dangerous because it just escalates into something totally different. And I'm like, wow, I need friends. I need to talk to people besides my mom and the baby that she's nannying because he's mean. And like, it's just like, wow. Oh, yay. It's like I have nothing to do. And it's, yeah.
Zoe, thank you, Leilani.
Um, sometimes I miss my friends a lot. And me and my brother, we get kind of annoyed with each other a lot. So it's hard to feel happy when you're not actually happy.
Yeah.
And this has just been really hard.
Yeah. I'm sure it's been difficult on you. As kids, I can only imagine how I would have felt at your age. And even me being an adult, I definitely have had feelings of depression and feelings of the fear of the unknown. Like, when is this all going to end? Like, how long is this going to last? How long are we going to have to
Yeah.
self isolate? And then when the world kind of started open back up a little bit, you just had all these restrictions, and you've got to wear the mask, and you've got to be 6 feet apart, and all of that. In humans, we thrive on social interaction, and so it's hard. And I used to consider myself an introvert, where I'm like, I need my alone time. I'm fine. I don't need to be around anybody. I don't want to be around anybody. And then it was like, once I was forced and I had to not be around anybody, I was like, where are all the people? I need some people. Like, I want to be around people. And that was really sobering for me, that I really did thrive on social interaction, and to not have that anymore was very depressing. And it's still like, we're living in this new normal. We don't know when this is going to be over with. And so you guys are musical theater kids, and you're obviously in this camp with us at Actors Theater, prepping for an online musical that we're going to put together. But how does that feel, knowing that your activities, your sports, your theater is going to look different for a very long time? Like, how do you all feel about this process now, with being in camp and not being able to do a live show? Journey.
So, because I've been doing theater for a long time, I'm very used to seeing the lights and getting that anxiety on open night and getting hot. And then, so it's going to be different not being able to feel that energy of the theater. But it is what it is. I got to take what I can get. Beggars can't be choosers.
Hey, Briley.
I was gonna say I've been doing theater since I was in about third grade, and because I was really shy, and then I found theater, and I was like, oh my, this is the thing I like to do. Because I wasn't good at sports, and we all know that. Was not good at that ever. We can pretend, but I wasn't. And so like I finally found my thing, and now that's taken away, it's just like, because usually for the past 4 years I've done Dracula at Actors, and so that's been my home for the past 4 years in the fall. Usually this is when we'd start rehearsal in a few weeks, and I'd be doing that every single day for a few months, and like I would be hitting 150 shows this year if I got to do it, because last year I hit 125. And so it's a great thing that I've loved doing my whole life. Actors is my second home. I'd be there every single day if I could. And so having that taken away, it's horrible, because I can't do it. I can't see the people I love. It's horrible.
Right. Love.
I'm actually ready to like learn something new and figure out like how to work in this little box. And at first I was like, this is gonna be so weird and so awkward, and I don't know about this. But now, since we've been doing the camp, I'm like, this is actually gonna look pretty good.
Yeah, it's also because of Miss Erica, and everything Miss Erica does is amazing. And so that's right? Yes? Agree?
Right.
You're supposed to agree. We're live, guys.
Yeah.
Play along. Okay.
Most definitely.
Leilani.
I had just finished Once on This Island, and I knew I was going to be sad when it ended, but I was really sad already. But I had a bunch of auditions and shows already lined up. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get over it soon. I'm still not over it because I have nothing to do except for this camp. And like before the camp, I was like, why? Why does this happen to me? And I was like, wow, yay. I'm bored now.
Well, not, I guess from the standpoint of a stage manager, not like a performer or anything, for me, like just the adrenaline from like running around, trying to find people, just trying to multitask, but you can still do it. It's just very different online because it's like, if there's a technical difficulty, the only thing you can do is just hope that it reboots and it restarts and that they see something good on the other side, but you don't really know until it's kind of like too late. So that's the only thing I would say that I miss the most, is just being able to be in control of everything and actually be able to like physically be able to make something happen if something falls apart type thing.
Right. So there is a question from the audience. Someone said, we know you're missing a lot. What are you not missing, or what do you hope changes forever? Something that you don't want to go back to.
I have to think about that one for a second.
Whew.
Ernie?
I know that when on the last day before we started, the little NTI thing, I got in trouble at school. I got like 4 detentions. I don't want to go back to that.
First of all, why did you have 4 detentions? Number one.
We don't have to go back to that. I don't have to have my detentions anymore. They just like completely just like left my record. So.
Oh, I'll be calling Manuel. Put those detentions back on her record.
No.
I cannot believe you.
I left school.
So disappointed.
I cut class.
We don't.
Went to McDonald's.
And you admitted it. And
that's it. That's what you.
Absolutely.
I be at the library.
Lie? At least I didn't lie. I felt bad, but at least I ate.
That
Still,
is
I chicken.
not what we're doing.
With chicken and fries.
Absolutely not. I'll be calling your mom. Okay.
I already told her. She already knows.
So I'll be calling her again to remind her. Okay.
She doesn't. I mean, she said I was stupid and laughed.
Oh, let's move on. Let's move on, because you're upsetting me. Okay.
I'm on thin ice.
Who's got something to say? Briley, was that?
Huh?
Oh, Zoe, go ahead.
What?
So what I want to change for is wait. Okay. So what I thought you said what not to change for. I was like
something you don't want to go back to, something that was taken away because of Corona that you're like, I don't have to have that part of my life back anymore. So that's fine that I don't get to do that anymore. And while you're thinking, Zoe, and Brittany, your mom Brittany is watching. Brittany, come fix your Wi-Fi because Zoe is cutting in and out. I love you, Brittany. Kate.
I like to say now, because of the corona and people being stuck at home and because of the news, people are more aware that racism is still very much relevant and that people need to like fix their attitude and that it's still relevant and all lives matter.
Absolutely. And that is a perfect segue because aside from the coronavirus that has completely interrupted our lives, something else happened while we were in quarantine that the whole world is feeling right now as it relates to injustice and police brutality against Black and Brown people. And so I do want to touch on that and ask how you guys are feeling about Black Lives Matter, about the police brutality, about injustices that Black and Brown people are faced with more often than our Caucasian peers. How do you all feel? Ahmad, jump on in there.
My mama has recently made a post and it said I had a sign in my hand saying, "Am I next?" And my church member got on there and said, "No, you're not next because you're filled with the Holy Spirit." Now I kind of took it offended, like I got offended by it because Breonna Taylor was filled with the Holy Spirit and she still was next. So how do you know am I next?
Right. And oh, Ahmad, that is so great that you say that because a lot of times people like to say, pray it away, just talk to God, God will fix it. And sometimes, and I am a believer, but sometimes prayer is just not enough. You know what I mean? And I don't think that because you're praying hard and saying that you're filled with the Holy Spirit, that excuses you from being the next victim of police brutality or a victim against racism. And sometimes it's just not enough. And you're right. And I don't blame you for being offended. I don't think the person that said that meant to offend you, but I think we need to be careful about how we respond to people that are hurting and being directly affected by racism. We just need to be careful about what we say. Leilani?
I've just been really sad, and I kind of feel like there's like a million things coming at me at once, like with the corona, and then with this, and then with a bunch of other things, and then not having the outlet to theater that I need to like be a different person. That's really hard. So most times I just sit in my room and think about stuff, or I watch TV and I'm like, okay, this will distract me for 15 minutes. So that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Love?
So, the way I've been trying to like cope with that, I've also been watching stuff and like, getting on TikTok and stuff. But there's always like videos trying to say that it just begun. But I need y'all to know that it's been here for like years and years and years. And y'all just need to know that.
Yeah, and it did not start with the killings of Breonna Taylor or George Floyd. It has been here, like Love said, for years, but it has been amplified with the internet. And now people are being able to see it. We have our phones, and everybody has a camera now, and so we're able to now see the brutality from police and the blatant racism because people are recording it now. Whereas, we would hear about it every now and then, but now the world is being able to see it. And I think that puts things into perspective a lot more. And I also think that the coronavirus being here and a lot of people being off work and not in school, that when George Taylor was murdered and Breonna Taylor was murdered, it just really amplified it. And people had time. And so they're like, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to protest and I am going to do all that I can to put a stop to this injustice. Journey and then Jessica.
I was just gonna say that there's like a bright side to the movement that people are like educating themselves now and people are waking up to the fact that it is a problem, it is an issue, it's been an issue. So I know that it's definitely pushed me to educate myself so I can teach my other Caucasian counterparts and my peers and everything else. So
Jessica.
I think for just to tag on pretty much what Journey said, is just like learning how to educate yourself, but also knowing your role, because you should be, I guess, comfortable within yourself and being to a point to where you know what you will allow and what you will accept in your presence. And I feel like energy is a real thing that people sometimes deny. But when you're in a presence where it's negative energy or people are being negative, you don't have to take that. So just to know within yourself that you have the courage and the strength to be able to speak out against things like that, I think is really important. It's not something that you get overnight. It takes time, and people have to realize that. You have to be patient with these things. But it's time to wake up to that, pretty much is what I'm saying. There's different ways to do that too. So just because you may not be a black or brown person does not mean that this is only a black or white issue. Anybody can participate in these protests. Anybody can participate in using their voice in the best way for progress. So I just feel like, and you can like donate, you can sign petitions, and if you have the opportunity to vote, like do what you can in this motive, because there's so many aspects to it. It's not just police brutality, but there's mass incarceration. You have the rapings and killings of other youth that are people of color. So there's so many aspects to that. So it can't just stop at police brutality, or it can't just stop at those aspects of racism, because it's everywhere. So you just have to be cognizant of it and just know your role.
Absolutely. Ahmad, and then Zoe, and then Love.
The government has always been white is always better than blacks. Like, we have always been secondary. So for us to be standing up now, and it's not only people of color, it's Caucasian people, it's Chinese people that's all going out here and protesting because they know how the government is allowing this to happen. They know that's not right.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think that is what has been key in this particular movement in this moment, is that everybody is seeing what needs to be done and the injustices that happen against Black people. And so everybody is coming together and speaking out and becoming allies and helping us to raise the issue. And they're supporting us, and that is great. It's not just Black people that are out here protesting by ourselves. Everybody has joined this movement. Zoe, and then Kate, did I see your hand was up? So Zoe, you can go, and then Kate after Zoe.
So during this time, especially with all that's going on, it's really hard. And with our family, we know that's not right. And so we try to do everything we can. Like, my mom's making face masks for the people who are protesting, so they can protest while not getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
We're just trying to do everything we can to help this.
Yeah, thank you, Zoe. And your mom has been making masks for people, because you have a little sister, Evangeline. She's a baby. And so your mom has been very vocal on Facebook about why she is unable to physically be out there on the front line. And everybody doesn't have to be on the front line. You can show your support in other ways. And so she has been taking the time to make masks for people. And if anybody needs a mask, Brittany, you did not ask me to do this, but her name is Brittany Franks. You can find her on Facebook. She is watching, so you can scroll through the comments and find her and send her a message if you need a mask. They are very well made. She also has a bakery, makes very good cakes. Shameless.
They're amazing.
You can send me a check after this, okay? Free promo. All right, Kate.
I didn't raise my hand. Love did.
Oh, you didn't have anything you wanted to add?
Love was after me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Love. Go ahead, babe.
It's okay. So back to what Ahmad and Jessica said, it's not just white people against Black people. It's everyone against racist, because it's not all white people being racist, and it's not just Black people being harmed. But at this moment, police brutality is mostly affecting colored people. So it's everyone that can protest against the rude racist people.
Absolutely. So okay, go ahead, Leilani, and then I'll ask another question.
The thing was for me, the coronavirus hit and then this happened. And I was feeling really lonely. And then one day my friends were like, hey, just want you to know, we love you, we support you. And that was really healing for me, even though I can't be around them. And they like finally woke up to like, I'm being treated differently than they are. And I was like, wow, I'm so proud of you guys. And that was really just like, I'm happy, but I'm sad. And yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Leilani, for saying that, because that kind of is a great segue into this next question that I'm going to ask. Like, have you all experienced racism personally at school? Do you feel like you're segregated? Like, do you have your groups of people? Do you have mostly the white people that hang out together and the black people that hang out and the Asians, or are you mixed? What has been your experience with racism, if anything? Journey.
Go ahead.
I have experienced it at school, but that was like, without them knowing that it was affecting me, and it affected a lot of my other peers as well. And we had to talk to them about it. Just in like in theater, I've experienced it as well. Like, getting roles that seem kind of iffy. You give the side eye because that's not who I am, and I can play other parts than just the ghetto black chick or anything like that. So I'm definitely more than my color. I'm more than that.
Absolutely. And thank you for saying that, Journey, because when I was the artistic director at Louisville Central Community Center and we put on productions, I was intentional about putting Black and brown kids in roles that weren't technically written for them. And Journey actually played Scrooge in A Christmas Carol, which is more often than not written for a white male. I also had a black Belle in Beauty and the Beast. And yeah, so you are definitely more than your color, and you are multidimensional, and that you can play several different roles. So thank you for bringing up that point, Journey. Leilani.
My school, it was a small private school in the middle of the Highlands. So I was literally the only black girl there. And then there was a mixed girl. My two best friends were white and Filipino, but one of them was mixed with Filipino. And I felt really alone. I was called defiant and loud like a lot by my teachers. My teachers would like gaslight me, make smart remarks. And I was like, I don't like you that much. One of my teachers was racist and sexist. So that just made like my life just so much harder. I was like, and like that's why I had to be homeschooled, because I couldn't take it anymore. Like my best friend of 5 years, he was racist. He said like, I don't see what's that wrong with Hitler. All lives matter. And yeah, I get that, but like, why are you so mad about police brutality? Everyone gets arrested sometimes. I was like, Leah,
They
let me
were
explain.
they were more than arresting.
It was like, okay, whatever. And that's why I had to leave. And then like smart remarks everywhere. And like when I went to Louisville Central Community Center, I was like, oh my gosh, there's black people who love doing theater just like me. And they're around my age. I was like, yay, give me hugs.
And you were under the direction of Miss Erica, who made it so much fun, right? Like I was amazing, right? Was I not?
You
We
were.
miss you at
Thank you.
LCCC.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Jessica.
Oh, wow. As far as like, I guess you could say like racism in schools, like I go to magnet school, even though they, like one of the pillars of our like school is called like diversity, it's implemented, but I guess it's not like integrated in a sense. There are still people who are in cliques racially, and I mean sometimes that happens just because those are the people that you connect with, but there are aspects to those levels that need to be like, I guess, like broken down and analyzed. Like they don't think about, like, there was this incident with the dress code about do-rags, and it was specifically targeting like the Black youth, but they didn't see a problem with it until it was kind of like out there in the public, and then it was like, oh wait, this doesn't make sense, this doesn't sound right. And it's like you just have to wait. I feel like a lot of students tend to be like tone deaf to what is happening, like just, or I guess like who they're around in a sense too. Like they assume that all, again, like what Journey said, like all Black people act a certain way, or there are only certain types of Black people, and they play into this idea of like tokenism a lot, which is just like believing that there are only like one aspect of a Black person, or making a Black person or a person of color speak for their one experience. And there's so many different types of people of color. So I just feel like in school they don't always acknowledge that. And then just the way you talk to people is very different than you would talk to somebody that may be a person of color versus somebody that's your teacher and that's a white teacher. You're going to talk to them differently. And a lot of times the teachers don't acknowledge that. Like for us, sometimes that's kind of like a different language or a different type of power that we possess that they don't acknowledge as just being a part of, just being a person of color.
Mm-hmm. Good points, especially about the dress code. Love, I'll come to you in just a second. And how problematic it was. You all were able to get your dress code changed, right? What, Emmanuel?
Like they took it out. Like the reason why it even came up in the first place is because they were trying to fix it and change the rule, because a lot more people were getting into the trend of do-rags as well as like head wraps. And for some people, you know, protective styling, that's just a part of your culture, or that's just a part of something that you prefer to do as a self-expression. But what they were trying to get changed, they were trying to add that in there, but most of the people that are on the board to decide, to make those decisions, are older white women. And when your board isn't as diverse, stuff like that gets swept under the rug, or it seeps through the creeks, because people don't realize like, oh, it's not affecting me, but it's still a problem.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always had a problem with the dress code at Mel. Even back when I was in school eons ago. It was it really wasn't that long ago. I'm not that much older than you guys. Uh, but it was problematic even then, because I remember that the Black guys would grow their hair out over the summer, and they would have the cornrows, and then before the first day of school, they would have had to cut their hair, and their hair was not allowed to come past their ears, and so they had to cut their hair. We weren't allowed to have locks like I have now. Male or female, I don't believe, could have locks at that time. And then I remember my senior year, I colored my hair like platinum blonde. Okay, Journey, ask your mom. True story. True story. I mean, it was, listen, you couldn't tell me anything. I thought it was the bomb, okay? I thought I was killing it. But when I look at pictures, I'm like, what were you thinking? I mean, it was just completely blonde and burnt and fried, dyed, just a
You
mess.
gotta show us that.
I will show you a picture. I'll find it. But I was pulled into the principal's office because it was apparently against the dress code. It was a dress code violation. And so what I did, because I'm a rebel, I went around and I took the names of all the white girls who had highlights in their hair that did not get in trouble for it. And I had like a whole page of names that I took to the principal, and I said, Karen, Bree, Abigail, Leslie, everybody has highlights, and I have highlights. So if I have to color my hair back, then they all need to color theirs back. And you know what happened? I was stuck with this horrible hair until I decided to color it back, because they were like, oh, you have a point. We can't tell you not to highlight your hair if we're not going to tell everybody.
Bruh. I'm really about to ask my mom. Okay.
It was terrible. Okay. You couldn't tell me anything at the time. Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, dress codes at schools have always been problematic. Guys, we have 5 more minutes. You guys made it through. You were worried. This was very effortless, was it not? Yeah, we were worried.
I mean, when I wasn't frozen, I mean, I guess.
It was just speaking your mind.
Let's have some final thoughts from you guys. Anything you want to leave us with regarding how you feel in this moment? Anything you're looking forward to? Just any last thoughts before we get off of here. And we'll start with Kate.
I just want to say to everyone watching, stay positive. Just remember, it doesn't end. We just don't know when yet.
Good. I love that. Love, you're next.
I haven't been feeling that bad. Well, I made a music video, and it's about no justice, no peace. In my rap group, we've been having this song, but we've made a music video now. It's not on YouTube yet, but it will be. So just look up No Justice, No Peace later, and you'll find it.
All right, shameless plug. Thank you, love. Ahmad.
I would just like to say thank you to all the Caucasian people and all the different races that's out there in the streets marching with us and fighting for our freedom.
Excellent. Thank you, Ahmad. Leilani.
First of all, I would like to thank Batman for coming to the protest. And
I am so done with these children. Somebody help me. Somebody. Just help me. I've got to deal with them for the next 3 weeks.
And I'd like to thank people for watching. And yeah. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Leilani. Briley.
I was gonna say basically the same thing as Kate. Just stay positive, and eventually it'll all be over, and hopefully everything will be back to normal and stuff soon. So
I believe that wholeheartedly. Zoe.
So, like 2 out of 3 people say, stay positive, and if anything goes wrong, just go through it. You can do it. And thank you everyone for watching, and thanks for going to the protest.
Thank you, Zoe. Journey.
Just wanted to leave everybody with a quote. The past cannot be changed, but the future is yet in your power. We can change it.
Right on. Come on, Journey. You better preach, girl. I love it.
Who was that by?
I would have to go look. That's really far.
Oh, come on.
It's in my room.
Oh, she called you out, Journey.
I actually think it's anonymous.
Boom. Jessica.
I mean, it's not going to be as powerful as that, I guess, but just use your platform. Everybody can be some form of an educator. With this platform that you have, make sure you're using it appropriately and making sure what you're educating people on is actually factual and correct, because every step of this movement is supposed to be for progress, not for us to be making steps backwards. So just do what you can. There are so many different ways to show support and to use your platform. So just do it willingly, and hopefully we'll get a good result.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you. Leilani, someone in the audience watching named Kara says, no one has ever seen me and Batman in the same room. Get it? Okay. Thank you all so much for tuning in to our episode of Actors Theater Unscripted with the pre-professional training company at Actors Theater. Please do tune into their production. We will be sharing on our website when that the link to see that show will be available. We will be collecting donations. on that day. It is Friday, July the 24th. They are already putting in so much hard work to make sure that we present you with a quality production that will be online. It's called a Zoomsicle. Yeah. Zoomsicle instead of a musical? No, that's not cool. Okay.
Musical.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. Also, if you would like to donate to Actors Theater, to support Actors Theater and what we are doing, please go to actorstheater.org. You can support us, or you can also send a donation that will support Roots 101 that is run by Lamont Collins. It is an African American museum that has opened up on Main Street that would definitely love to have your support. You guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Come back next week. We will have another exciting Unscripted for you guys. And again, stay tuned for information about how you can watch this musical that these children are working on. Goodbye, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
How do I get them off Facebook? Oh, God. Oh, God. Wait. Am I still live? Oh, my gosh. Help. How do I get it off? I don't know how to turn it off. Oh, my gosh. I think I'm still live. Emily.
Wait, make me the host. I can't do that. It's still live.
Hold on. I'm going to make you